Grandeur was created by René Magritte. René Magritte was born November 21st, 1898 in Belgium. In his early years, he had lived with his grandmother due to his mother's passing and was inspired to pursue his artistic ideas due to seeing a famous painting by the name of The Song of Love by Giorgio de Chirico. Magritte had always been fascinated with the sea and skies and had implemented it in some of his artworks. In the beginning of his career as an artist, he was not regarded as popular and his artworks were not considered as successful and were not well received. In 1927, Magritte had moved with his wife to Paris, where he continued his career as an artist. Magritte's work were never considered as successful, but through his unique art style of surrealism, he was able to be an interesting artist that many generations find and can view and try to understand his art style. Around the end of his life, he moved back to where he was born with his wife up until his final days and his passing. In Magritte's late years, he had created 8 bronze statues in which they were all figures taken from his paintings. Magritte's sculpture, Delusions of Grandeur, which showcases 3 separate forms of a female body, is described as being similar to a Russian nesting doll. I believe the sculpture is interesting and catches the attention of many people, as well as having caught my attention because it definitely stands out and enhances the background as intended by Magritte and can be used as a body positivity art piece and can be interpreted in many other ways. And I believe that is what is really interesting about it. The base of the sculpture are thighs and the artwork gets smaller through each piece of the body. Sadly, Magritte was not able to see the final touches on his sculptures, but his work lives on as well as his unique art style. For generations, people have been able to view his work, and though he was never able to see how influential they have become, generations to come will be influenced by his work even though he has been gone for decades. Within the sculpture, Delusions of Grandeur, Magritte had included color, lines, as well as space to create a unique sculpture that catches the attention of its viewers. The lines used in the sculpture were used to showcase the different sizes of the parts of the female body, as well as demonstrating a puzzle-like illusion. Magritte had implemented his surrealism when working with the lines, and it is visible to the viewers, and he showcases his style to everyone who views the sculpture. The color in the sculpture, or rather the lack thereof, is used to further bring out the background when viewing the sculpture, and Magritte did this due to his fascinations with backgrounds, especially skies. The space that is used in the sculpture showcases a contrast in shapes and in the size due to the sculpture, starting at a big size and then decreasing at the different sections of the sculpture. In the 1950s, a photograph by the name of Imaginary Landscape on Earth was created by Noboru Ueki. Noboru Ueki was born in 1905 in Japan. In Ueki's life, he had always had an interest in photography and in 1934 opened a photography studio. Ueki would publish his works in magazines and even join a photography organization in 1969. In 2001, after Ueki's death, the members of the organization had donated his work to the Tokyo Photographic Art Museum. Ueki's photographs were viewed as unique and interesting due to them being abstract images that use many different shapes to showcase the final results, which the viewers can see all the shapes together forming a unique design. Ueki's unique approach is used to get the attention of the viewers as well as making them think outside the box, which is also done well and leaves the viewers with their own perspective of the artwork and essentially also leaves them with a lasting impression with the works of Ueki. In the photograph, Imaginary Landscape of Earth, Ueki uses line, space, and color to execute his ideal vision in his photographs so viewers can get a glimpse behind Ueki's vision. The way line is used in the photograph is through the abstract nature that has the viewer look across the photograph and to fully look at it as a whole. Line is also used to essentially bring in movement and fluidity throughout the photograph to capture some life into it. Space in the photograph is used throughout to have contrast between the shapes and to achieve a final design that Ueki tried to achieve, to have a meaning about life and how the photograph continues even outside what we see as the viewers, and it is done so to reflect how nature, background, and life continues. The way color is used in the artwork showcases different shadows that contrast and add a feeling of stillness, with also having movement, energy with it through the lines. The shadows combined with the smoother parts of the photograph showcase difference and uniqueness of the different shapes, while adding on to how the viewer feels while looking at the photograph. Throughout all of Ueki's photographs, his uniqueness and his ideas live on and inspire many photographers. Even until today, his artwork inspires many and is studied due to its interesting and unique designs and shapes as well. With Ueki's work displayed at the Tokyo Art Museum as well as all the other museums, his work is viewed by many individuals and leaves an impact decades after Ueki's death.